Howdy, howdy, this is Blue Otter, and today we are playing at the last gas station. Okay, according to what I've gone in and read, we're going to do decor. We're going to... I'm going to take all this off and try to put up stuff that's like not... Maybe we'll do this one. I want specifically stuff that is just this. I'm going to leave the fish. I had enough issues getting all the fish in. I'm not going to mess with them now. And then here, we'll do this one. Okay, now... we're going to remove all of this. And this one. For signs, can we remove that? We'll just do... pit stop. I might... no, pit stop. Install. We'll do for here... we'll do that one. Do that one. I gotta try to get this so that it's more even, I guess. Facades. I really like this one, but we're gonna go with basic. That hurts. For lanterns, let's do Big Brother's watching. Got two more. Okay, because that's going to help a little bit. Okay, for attractions. No, we need that. I need less. Okay, here, we'll just do... hold on. I need... let's do lanterns. Can we just remove all of these? Just remove all of them. Okay. Attractions, we'll put in a solar panel. We have something that's -2. I may have to remove... okay, that's 45. We get something that is just 5. I could probably do... we could do that one. And... that? Okay, that makes it even 150. Alright, we're gonna go in here. Decor. Yeah, I figured that was gonna be... nope. Okay, so I just need to put these back in. What did I have? I mean, what sucks is I really liked my decorations. This one. Okay, no, I did not mean to take it down. Install. Okay. That's a little bit better, but... And then something about you're supposed to figure out something about those codes, and I have no idea. I think I saw something about... Something about supposed to be underneath the lights? I have zero idea how I'm supposed to trigger the ending for this. And I don't really want to leave the game unfinished, but I might have to if I can't get the game to run. And I think what I saw was that you have to have it balanced 150 to 150. The problem is that what I would have to do is I would have to take off anything on my shelves. Actually, no, it's a matter of the fact that my stuff has... Like, I have naturally gone up high enough in almost 100 days that... So I think I'm soft locked out of the ending. I don't think that there's a... I'm not sure that there's a way that I can finish this game, because if the things have to be balanced 150 to 150 to trigger the end, which is what I've read, which is what I can fathom, what I can figure out based off of reading the Steam discussions, I have to balance it 150 to 150. And that is nearly impossible to do at this stage, because my mysticism score is already so high. Okay, let's look and see. And there's something about maybe the lanterns. Okay, so that's alien, moon, pyramid. Does not show. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. We've got... alien, moon, triangle, Do I need a different light? I mean, that's all of them. What about this one? Yeah, I mean, I'm literally trying everything. I don't see anything else. Okay, let's can try this. Of course, I didn't do that. I didn't mess with anything over here because everything I read when I initially did that was like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, see, that's the whole thing over 250. Okay, we have alien, moon, triangle. And then I don't have anything else for the rest of it. Okay. Well, I didn't want to have to do this, but let me just destroy my entire aquarium over here. Not that this helps because I'm not happy. I mean, that store looks entirely bare. It's more matched. Lanterns. Okay. I mean, see if I can just, can I remove that? Okay, so if we do that one, okay, let's try this. Okay, so if we have a Bigfoot, then an alien, then a lightning, a moon, a triangle, and these didn't do anything. Oh, there's a 23. Okay. I don't know if that was even okay, let's I mean that's about even. Okay, so this one should be Bigfoot. Alien. Is that the alien? Yeah, that's the alien. Alien. And then we have the lightning, the moon, the triangle, okay, and then this one is 23. Okay, got that. So I've at least got something. Enter. Ooh. Someone had told me 5 years ago that I'd end up behind the fence of such a great and terrifying area 23 and in such a role, I'd never have believed it, nor would I have believed what a dummy it really was. No prison cells, no UFO hangars, just an old useless missile base with a dozen empty silos and a bunch of generic underground corridors. Well, one of my theories can be safely trashed. Pity, that was my favorite one. However, the utilities here are in surprisingly good condition. The insulation is also good, perfect for the project's purpose. Got another one. Pick up voice recorder. The word unknown haunts me for some reason. It's as if some understanding is clawing at me from within, but can't seem to find its way out. Today I'll try floating in a deprivation chamber again. We'll see. For some reason, any true insights come in an annoyingly mundane manner. I didn't have any vivid mystical experiences in the deprivation chamber. I merely recalled one of my nighttime conversations with Red Elk. He had said mockingly, "Are you trying to understand the unknown? That's as absurd as grabbing your shadow to examine it under a flashlight. When you open your hand, it'll be empty and your shadow will be back on the ground." And everything fell into place. I'll try to formulate a hypothesis in my next entry. Something tells me that if I go in there, I might not come back. Let's go. Welcome, test subject. Whether you followed my breadcrumbs or came here on your own, guided by some other force, you have reached the end of the road. Congratulations. Unfortunately, I cannot reveal the nature of the experiment you are part of. However, I assume you have some kind of hypothesis about what is happening. And if you were inquisitive enough, then maybe it's not even too far removed from reality. Alas, I cannot tell you what awaits you next. I do not know. I would only dare suggest that this may have to do with the path you took to get here. But let's get to the point. This is the sensory deprivation chamber, and once this pre-recorded message ends, you'll find yourself in complete darkness, alone with your thoughts. After standing for a while, you may wish to rest. The liquid you are standing in is a regular saline solution. It is impossible to drown in. So just lie back and surrender to what comes next. Who are you? You pick. Red Elk, Bigfoot, the alien, the unknown. I mean, I'm gonna go with red elk. You're red elk? Yes, it's one of my faces. What is this place? You tell me. The reverse house, the other side, the afterlife. Your home? Is this your home? My realm. You are in my power. What do you want? What do you want from me? Remove you. Remove me? You mean kill? You want to kill me? Yes. But why? You gave me power, so I can. You take away space, so I will. How do I take away space? Knowledge, connections, agreements, clarity, stability, structure. No vibrations, no fluctuations, no flow, no space. But the power is there. I can, I will, you will disappear. Do popular legends give you power? Does civilization leave you no space? So I'm taking away your space by making it more civilized? Yes. Civilization is not the enemy. Come on, civilization is not your enemy. It takes away freedom and space. Enemy. Well, you're right. You're wrong. Civilization loves fairy tales, movies, and games. Even people in the cities still love a good story. They spend billions on movies and games. Legends they don't believe in. They take more than they give. You will disappear. Farewell. Another disappearance that will never be solved. And that's the end credits. I believe we can go back and try for another ending.
Time that starts in deepest roots, a force no man could own. Progress came with iron boots, and it was overthrown. Every tower reaching high, every age's roar, the ancient essence crept away, dancing evermore. Not good, not evil, let it score. Those words were forged by men, and one last road of broken lights lit into its own mate. In the mountains, in the backwoods, where the weary ancient die, stands alone in Last Gas Station, bathed in harmony of light. And they say the unknown lingers, watching from the glowing throne. In the final hidden refuge is the room, night alone. Travelers who stop for gas can feel the breath of cold. Silence civilization tells no mortal ever told. The scholars came with bars and screens, the soldiers raised their fists, but nothing known can cage the truth beyond all mortal sense. It is silence, it is warning, it is mercy, it is dread. It can guide a soul to shelter or erase a life instead. In the mountains, in the backwoods, where the weary ancient time stands its last forgotten outpost under ancient watching sky. Your spark is wrapped with wires and iron, refuel its strength with this you grow. Vanish like the ones before you at your fate. Now stands its last forgotten outpost on the raging watching sky. Your spark is red with Ryzen iron. Reveal its strength with this you grow. Vanish like the ones before you. Where your fate now is unknown.
So if we hit continue. Okay, it's right before I like deleted everything, before I did major achievements or major adjustments. Okay, let's... Okay, we're going to remove... signs. Just gonna remove everything. Lights. Everything. Okay, do we have facades? Yeah, we're gonna go back to the basic design. Okay, that's like literally what we started with. Okay, let me come over here. In fact, we're gonna order goods. Anything that has just got that symbol on it, we'll get. I don't think it's worth trying to. I don't think it's worth trying to. I might be completely soft locked out of the other endings. Just because I don't know if I can get it down to 150 to 150. I don't think that's possible at this point. So I think I would. I mean, they've got it designed so that in theory you don't have to. I don't even have that one. We'll just get that one. Okay, nothing for that one. Nothing for that one. Okay, that's a little bit of everything. Let's place that order. Okay, we got the shipment in. Let's at least put out some lanterns, maybe. I like these. We'll do pit stop. Fueling station, and we'll have this one here. I might have to... All right, y'all have a good night. Okay, decor. We're going to take that off. Really liked that. Okay, and the aquarium. I think I just have to take these all out. A lot of time getting those. Okay, let's see if I can get atomic lamp. Do that one. Wish I could filter these. Do I have one that's just 3 or okay, so we could do this one. I think it's mostly the mysticism and what I need is stuff that's going to remove mysticism, which I don't really have. Okay, let's go back to design. Do I have stuff that will remove? I mean, there's this. Get that. Solar, and we'll do solar energy. Oil rig. Now what if we do a facade, something that would remove, that does 30 plus, those are all -5. Let's do this one because I need to have at least 40. Okay, so if we do that. That beefs up the mysticism, so I can't. I have to leave it at that. Which one did I have it at? Was it this one? This one. You know what? We're gonna go do this so it saves. We'll go and do this again. Where's my piece of paper that's got it on there? Okay. It is Bigfoot, alien, lightning. Then we had the moon, triangle, and 23. Okay, got it. These are the same ones that we read before. We're just collecting them again. Enter. Let's see if we get the same one. So yeah, we got, I'm not going to read this again. I mean, at least it gives you the hint that you are not going to come back. You pick, we're going to have the unknown. Are you something that cannot be known? That's the best name. What is this place? You tell me. Is it... Well, if we go with, it could be either the reverse house or the, well, yeah, we'll say the reverse house. Is this the reverse house? A popular name. What do you want? Remove you. Remove me, you mean kill? You want to kill me? Yes. But why? You gave me power so I can. You take away space, so I will. How do you take away space? Knowledge, connections, agreements, clarity, stability, no vibrations, no fluctuations, no flow, no space. The power's there. I can, you will. Does civilization leave you no space? So I'm taking away your space by making it more civilized, yes. Civilization is not the enemy. Takes away freedom, enemy. Nope. Oh, here, Civilization 2 has the space for the unknown. You're the unknown, right? You live where people don't understand something. Well, there are also many unknowns in technology. They can be studied, agreed upon. They are knowable. Finite, dead. Not at all. Take cars, for instance. Until recently, drivers knew how they worked and could repair, assemble, and disassemble them with their own hands. But now they're repaired by robots at the factory. Most people have no idea what's inside. What about the environment? Things aren't so clear-cut with electric cars, but a layman will never figure it all out. And cobalt? No one even suspects that this most important resource for civilization is mined using child slave labor. And it's been a while since we really understood computers. Facts. We simply use what we are given and take pretty mottos at face value. Precious few understand something, but even those few never know the whole picture. Isn't that just what you need? The dark woods. A new home. You can stay. And so can I. Got it. So the unknown is my new hypothesis and explains all the strange phenomena occurring out here. I believe there is a certain force, law, or entity, the essence of which is perfectly conveyed by this name. It's not yet clear whether it's intelligent or not, but remembering Red Elk's communication style, I'm better at the former. All of its manifestations follow from this name, as does the fact that they are impossible to record with precision scientific equipment, unlike old point-and-shoot cameras and phones. Simply put, anything unknown that is captured on camera ceases to be known by definition, and therefore cannot be recognized as a manifestation of this entity. I've called this the paradox of the unknown. If we delve a little deeper into this paradox, I don't think it's all about observation and recording. The presence of an observer and a personal interpretation are important. But at the same time, there must be no stable consensus that could transform the observed phenomenon into universally accepted knowledge. A single encounter is possible, but mass verification is out of the question. This explains the eyewitness problem. It also explains the forms this entity manifests in and circumstances in which these manifestations are observed by eyewitnesses. Nighttime, twilight, shadows, and the urban legends it dawns takes the ideas directly from their heads. I suspect that in another culture with different myths, these manifestations would appear completely different. My hypothesis also provides I believe, an answer to the question, why here? True, it is a bit wobbly at the intersection of philosophy and mathematics. At the beginning of time, our knowledge of the world was extremely meager, and our ignorance was endless. Knowledge grew and reached unprecedented heights, But any mathematician will tell you that it makes no difference whether you subtract 1 or a billion from infinity, the rest is infinity. Along with our knowledge, the territory we have developed also grew, but and by developed I mean understood. And if the infinite and mathematically irreducible unknown was once dispersed among the entire planet, now it can manifest only in the boondocks. As a result, the overall force remains the same, but the scope of application is narrowed, thus intensifying the manifestations. Yes, of course, there's still the rest of the universe that remains unknown, compared to which our increase in developed territory is negligible. But firstly, we do not know whether this relationship is linear, and secondly, subject and interpretations. Did I get all of these? There's still a bunch of them that I don't know if I'm missing some or... without questioning the validity of my hypothesis, I must admit I still have some questions. If the unknown, sentient, or simply reactive, it is an independent physical phenomenon or a quirk of our minds. Does the unknown exist in isolation from the subject, or are an observer and their interpretations the necessary and only conditions for its existence? Or perhaps our minds are merely a nutrient medium? Is the unknown capable of defending itself and displaying aggression? For example, if it senses a threat, that might explain the mysterious disappearances. And if so, what exactly does it perceive as a threat? The development of territory, the expansion of methods of objective control, progress, civilization, and knowledge in general, or only certain specific aspects? And most importantly, is the unknown capable of influencing the material world? After all, if I find the evidence, wouldn't that make it magic? Given everything I've realized in recent days, I can hardly expect further contact with Red Elk and the entity he represented. The unknown, by definition, cannot exist where we've already learned something, which means I can no longer study it directly. I'm too poisoned by the knowledge I've acquired, and for the unknown, this is now developed territory. All I can do is monitor others. Yes, the essence of the process will forever remain a black box for me, but I can still influence the input conditions and observe the final result. Fortunately, the environment here is favorable, and I've already outlined a plan. I'll create a fringe website with local legends, throw in a few contradictory fables, and the first apostles are bound to appear soon. The sensory deprivation chamber can be adapted for particularly inquisitive subjects. I just need a place to place the breadcrumbs correctly. Funny, I've come such a long way only to return to my old methods. Only now I know that I'm not embellishing reality, I'm creating it. Okay, we've got a storm coming in. So I need to wrap this up. Okay, so that... So really quickly, if I go back down here again... I can probably go back there. Okay, if we go here... Oh, we've got another one. For several days, I've been pondering how and where to begin experimenting with the unknown. To do so, I've analyzed the patterns this entity most often follows. So the events the subject is exposed to, as a rule, quite restrained at first, unless, of course, the subject already believes in something, then everything unfolds according to more, shall we say, bold scenario. But usually this is something that occurs in the border of consciousness and so-called peripheral vision, something that won't conflict with the worldview of even the most inveterate skeptic. Apparently, the unknown values the subject's freedom of interpretation, and I think this freedom is the trap. If there's something to interpret, then something is really happening. So the emptiness, darkness, and shadows are already filled with something. This is like all philosophical. Even rational explanations, like Schrodinger's cat. Even rational explanations, if they leave the tiniest loophole for the unknown, will work to nurture its seed, since every act of cognition, paradoxically yet logically, forms an internal and, importantly, often unconscious understanding. If we did not know something a moment ago, then that might be the case right now as well. But only after gathering strength in the blind spot does the unknown dare to emerge into the light of awareness and say, I've always been here, like Red Elk. Hence the requirement for the location. It must not be too crowded, but must not be too secluded. Not in the bustling web of the city, but also not in the dense forest where no one ever goes. Having scoured the archives of Cloven Peak, I've discovered that rumors of a mysterious phenomena concentrate around the old gas station where I last saw Red Elk. Thanks for the trip. This really is a perfect location. Now all that's left to do is choose a subject. Can I put my aquariums back? Hold on, I want to go back outside real quick. Technology for the dark forest, a new home. Okay, so we did. This might be a different song. Because I noticed the players are in a different order. Now there are 4 different endings, so I'm wondering if the positions of people on stage I think this is a different ending too, so, or a different song ending. So I think that this is, and I think we're over there on the far left. I'll have to go back and look to see if that's where I was in the last one.
Weakness gone, and now its future is to thrive as entity unknown.
So that looks like that is 2 endings to the day. And of course, we can always, congratulations, you've completed the main story, but you can keep playing or load a save from a previous day and try to get a different ending. So I've already gotten 2 endings. I think I'm gonna call it here though. Let me know in the comments. There are 4 endings, and let me know if you found a different ending and how did you get it. There is a secret ending. And let me know if you found the secret ending. And I will definitely take a look at it and see. So this game, I really enjoyed this game. Let me go back out into the thing. I think it had a lot of stuff that was really good for like I enjoyed the conspiracy stuff. I enjoyed learning the lore. The only part that really, I think, left me frustrated was like the sensory deprivation. I didn't necessarily connect the dots of the, I didn't necessarily connect the dots of the lights being towards that. So possibly having some kind of a hint towards that might have helped. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that were able to finish this without. I had to resort to going to the Steam comments to be like, how do you even do this? Because I basically, I thought I got soft locked, and there's a good chance that I'm potentially soft locked out of some other things, just because, you know, I liked having all the decorations and stuff, and just having some of the gimmicky things, and I didn't feel like I could have that to get the numbers that I needed. And I still don't even have it because I was supposed to be like 150 to 150. I don't think that's even possible at this point. I would have to, I think, start completely over, which I would consider doing, but I would not do it on recording because I'm not gonna do the reading of all the text. But I think you could do it if I want to put my aquariums back. I think you could do it, or I don't know how to do it other than completely cut off every single thing that has the mystery on it. So I would have to completely, and I really liked how I had all of my aquariums out here. I think I had, this one was here. I think I had that one over here. And yeah, I don't remember what all I had. Or I don't remember where I had stuff. This one went like here. So I really enjoyed the game. Except my only issue was just the fact that I struggled with getting. I really wish it would let me just place these down where I want. This one needs to go here. Oh, that one goes there. And it's doing edge scrolling. I usually turn that off on every single program that I have. Okay. There. And then I've got my aquariums back. But I don't have any of my decorations back. I do like the aquariums. I like the fishing. I think that was a good add. I like I think the retro switcher. This was a really good addition. So you can go back, you can turn on or off your staff. The only thing I did notice was it did give me a glitch where for the rest of the day, because I turned off the cashier, for the rest of the day it just told me that I had someone there at the register, even though I didn't. I didn't turn back off the car wash or the repair shop again because the car wash was fun. The repair shop was also fun. It was just a little bit more tedious than I would have liked. I liked the gas pump. I personally liked the original gas pump. That one was fun. So I like the fact that you can go back and flip back to previous ones. But I don't think that there's anything more to upgrade. There's nothing more. I've got everything. The only thing that I would be able to do is, you know, just being able to buy everything, which I've got I've got most everything already. It just be everything's unlocked, obviously. I would love to be able to put out even more decorations, but I know that that's because you're doing the balancing for it. So we're going to go ahead and end the day here so that we can save. And this has been the last gas station. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you found any other endings. Like I said, I've shown 2 of them, but I know that there's 4 total. You know, let me know if you have any insight on how to get the other 2, and I might try to see if I can get them. I just don't know how realistic it is for me to be, because I can cut things down, but I'm gonna have a hard time getting stuff under 150 is not gonna happen. So it's just gonna be a matter of what numbers I need to reach. So this has been the last gas station. Thank you for watching and hanging out for this series. We're going to continue with a new series next week. Thank you for watching. Have an utterly fantastic day and see you next time.